right now.
I had no problem. Like, I would go to class, and I would not use the bathroom the entire day that I was at school, and I'd be fine. And that's probably really bad for you. People shouldn't do that, but, like, I was fine, and it worked out for me. But now, like, I'm almost 25, and I'm like, I will run from the car to the
You sound like an old lady. Like, damn.
I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, just like that switch went off, and now my bladder's like, I swear I've had no kids. I don't understand what the problem is.
I don't know what your issue is either, because my bladder is still fine.
All right, well then never mind. It's just a me problem then. It's just a me pee problem.
I guess so, babe.
Oh well. Hi everyone.
Hi, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a great day, or are having a good day, depending on what time it is.
Wherever you're listening to this at, wherever you get your podcasts from, thank you for joining us. This is Kait and Gigi Rambles.
I'm Kait.
I'm Gigi. And we're super excited to have you on our first episode.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we're new to this podcast thing. Basically, all we're going to do, though, is just be fangirls and nerds on here. So if you like fangirl stuff and you like being a nerd, join us.
If you just want to hang out and chit-chat and listen to two girls say a lot of stupid shit, then this is also the place for you.
Yep, we're going to be posting twice a week. We're going to be posting on Wednesdays and Saturdays. So come hang out with us. And we're also going to have a bunch of socials that we will link wherever.
We'll have visuals. We're still in the growing process. There's some growing pains that we need to work through in the beginning of this process. So, bear with us. Backgrounds will probably change. The format might change a little bit. Yes. Hell, the title might even change. Well, everything is subject to change right now while we're growing, but we appreciate anyone that's starting this journey with us.
Yeah, we are also currently on opposite sides of the country. So
we are in completely different time zones on separate coasts. So we're doing this.
I'm on the east. I'm
representing
on the East Coast.
The West Coast.
So,
So we're making it work. We're working on it, but we're still going to have fun. We're still going to have a good time. And we're going to start off with something classic that nobody can think is ever going to go wrong. Classic trailer reaction.
And in case you didn't know what we were reacting to, if you couldn't tell by my background right here, we're going to be reacting to Mando Season 3.
Season 3! So we watched the first 2 seasons together. Mm-hmm. I had seen them before, but then I got you into watching it, and you got obsessed, and I was already obsessed. So it was a match made in heaven on that one.
Correct. There's one thing you'll learn about us is we instigate each other and we introduce each other to new things that we then get obsessed with.
Correct.
So it's a constantly evolving list of things that we are just obsessed with. And love to talk about, Should we give them a list of what things they might expect on this channel?
Yeah, we can run down a little bit here. Obviously Star Wars is on that list. Mainly The Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. I feel like you and I are kind of like fringe Star Wars fans. We're more Pedro Pascal fans, I think is it's just that's where the Venn diagram of Star Wars and Pedro Pascal lines up is The Mandalorian. So
yeah.
Sorry if you were expecting, like, oh my god, they're going to talk about, like, super in-depth the prequels and all the movies and everything. We might. We're not going to say we won't.
I mean,
but don't get your hopes up.
If y'all want that at some point, you can let us know. But until then,
we are looking for suggestions. We're going to be doing like a book club type thing, and we also want to do like a watch along with us. So if you have any suggestions for books that you want to read along with us, or like a TV show or a movie that you want to watch with us and hear us talk about, like, by all means, please give us those suggestions. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say. So let us know, tweet at us, leave a comment on Instagram, whatever, just let us know, because we want to interact with you guys, and we want to make sure that you guys are getting the content that you want to see as well.
Definitely. But some other topics, we'll talk about is Marvel, obviously.
That's a given. I'm sorry if you're not a Marvel fan.
Sorry.
We'll talk about DC too, because DC's got some shit going on.
Exactly, some crazy shit, which we'll get into another time.
We'll talk about that another time. We're not doing that right now.
No, but let's talk about like Harry Potter,
Percy Jackson. I've got a whole plethora of YA books that I can introduce Kaitlynn to from my youth. We've got a whole collection.
Oh joy!
We got some good ones. I feel like I had a pretty curated taste as a youth with my reading selections. So we'll see. You guys let me know how you think my taste was. But so, all different kinds of books that we've been reading, different shows, Vampire Diaries, Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. Yep, all kinds of stuff. We're going to be a very diverse.
Yeah, that's a good word. And if we don't ever have something pop culture to talk about, then we'll talk about something that's going on in the world, maybe stuff with celebrities. We can talk about, we've got advice. Maybe we'll just hop on Reddit sometime and do Am I the Asshole posts.
Yep, we're also avid boy band fans.
As you can see by the 5 seconds of summer pictures literally behind me. I thought it was listen, when I was trying to figure out where to film, this is an aside for Kaitlynn and Gillian, so if this doesn't make it in the podcast, don't say anything. When I was trying to figure out cut that part out for sure. When I was trying to figure out where to film, I was like, well, there's a mirror on that wall, and there's no room over here, and this is most of, the disaster of my room. Don't open my door. I'm fine.
What are you slamming?
I just hit my elbow on the door. Stop it. It was an accident. Cut that shit out.
It's going in the bloopers.
God damn it. But there's so much shit in my room that I need to organize and get rid of, and this is literally the only clear patch where I can sit and
Oh yeah, no, me and my Aunt Judy quickly threw a blanket over my bed, and then I put my little baby Yodas there. Look, it's a work in progress, okay?
We'll find a designated filming spot at some point.
Exactly. Our backgrounds are a work in progress. Look, I have my jerseys here, but you can still see all the ratchet hangers right there. So.
My favorite part about these pictures is that they look shiny. So you would think, oh man, Gillian, did you laminate those as a kid? No, I did not laminate them. This is Scotch tape that I wrapped around printer paper to make it look laminated.
That's everything. I love that.
I was dedicated. I wanted these to last forever, and they lasted really well.
I love that.
It goes all the way up the door.
Nice. So, did I ever tell you what my room looked like at my old house before I went to college?
I don't think we have, no.
So my walls were covered in One Direction and 5 Sauce posters, right? Covered. There was no wall space left, right? It was the wall right above my bed. Okay, every poster that came out that was One Direction or 5 Sauce, it was probably on my wall.
Probably at some
point.
No lie. Those might be worth something these days.
Right?
Especially the One Direction ones now.
Right? But anyways, so the one that was my favorite, right? My absolute favorite One Direction poster was right above my pillow where I always slept, right? Yeah. Because why not? And my cousin Nicholas, okay, who's younger than me,
I already don't like where this story's going. Oh no.
He decided one day that it would be hilarious to draw on it.
Oh
no! I got so mad at that boy.
No.
And the thing is, so it's on that magazine paper, right? Because I pulled it out of a magazine.
Yeah.
So the paper's already super thin as it is, right? And he drew it with pencil. So even if I went to erase it, it would erase the ink off of it.
Yeah, because it's so thin, and they're chances are you probably would have ripped it.
Mhm.
Oh my god, I would have been furious.
Oh, I am. I'm still planning to get him back for it. So
yeah,
Nicholas,
that's
if you're watching
some long-term the revenge.
Yeah,
my
so
room
Nicholas,
used
if you're
to be plastered with posters. I don't remember why we took them down. I feel like we just redecorated in my room, but it used to be the mirror, above the mirror, like all around the room, anywhere that I could fit a poster. But like I didn't have like band posters. I had posters for individual actors. So I had like a Taylor Lautner, I had a Jackson Rathbone, Jasper from Twilight. I had Boo Boo Stewart.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't remember what magazine it was, but it was like they were double-sided.
Yeah.
So like I remember it was like the Boo Boo Stewart one was on the same side that I think the Taylor Lautner one was. So I was like, what the fuck do you do if you're a Boo Boo girl and a Taylor girl? Like, you gotta pick one or the other. And then, like...
No, I know.
The Jackson Rathbone one was, like, on either sides with the Kellen Lutz one. And I was like, well, good thing I really don't give a fuck about Emmett, but...
Like, damn. No, I think there was one time where I found a poster in that magazine, which, by the way, I miss those magazines.
Bring back 17 magazine. What happened to it? What happened to those teeny bopper magazines with all of the, like, all of the clip art of people's heads with, like, speech bubbles being like, this is how I get good skincare. Like, what happened to those magazines?
Right? I miss those. But anyways, I remember there was one poster in there that had One Direction on one side and Five Sauce on the other. And I think it was the hardest decision I ever had to make in my entire life.
Oh, no. I don't remember. I think it might have been Billboard magazine. They did like a ranking thing one time. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it was like vote for the all-time singer. I think Beyonce ended up winning, but I do remember like that's fine. It was like all pop music across all modern pop music. So it was like I know BTS was in there, like Rihanna was in there. So I think Beyonce ended up winning. But at one point, it was 50-50 split for One Direction and Five Sauce. And I remember, and I was sitting there like, what do I do? What do I vote for?
Like, what do I do? Who do I vote for? Like, do I pick the one that I've liked the longest, or do I pick, like, what? Like, it's insane. But
anyway, back to Star Wars.
We're getting off topic. You see, this is why it's called Rambles, because we're gonna ramble. Okay?
Oh, you gotta get used to that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway.
Yes.
But so Star Wars. But so I got you into The Mandalorian. We watched it together. We've been obsessed for it. We've been waiting for season 3 to come out.
For so long.
I think I recall...
We watched it together when we were living together.
We were still living...
We were living together in Savannah because we were going to the same college.
Yes.
So we were living in the same apartment. And it was just after quarantine. Like, our school was starting to come back. So we were doing like half and half.
So it was like 2021... ish area.
Like mid 2022. It was like it was around there. It's been a year since we lived together.
It has been a year, that's right. But that was towards the beginning, because we watched The Mandalorian around the same time that we watched WandaVision, and that one came out in like February or March, I want to say.
So it's been almost 2 years.
Exactly, because I remember, didn't season 2 of The Mandalorian say like The Mandalorian will return in like 2022 or something like that?
I think so. I feel like it did.
I remember seeing something. There was some show had the end teaser trailer that was like, The Mandalorian will return in 2022. And I'm like, it's 2023 now.
Where is it?
Did you watch the Book of Boba Fett at all?
I watched like half of it. So I did not get to the part where the Mandalorian came in. I literally got to the episode right before it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, that's like the only part of the show that I thought was worth anything.
Yeah, like I started watching it and I was like, it wasn't bad. I was watching it with my parents and they're bigger Star Wars fans than I am, so they enjoyed it more than I did. But like also, we got like distracted or something. Yeah, and we like ended up not even getting to the part of the Mandalorian, which is what I was most excited about.
Yeah, it falls into, I think, a similar trap that a couple of the other live action shows have. Like, you probably didn't watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. No. See, like, they tend to fall into, like, when they don't have anything else to do, they kind of lean back on, well, it's like a kid thing. and so they kind of lean into that like campiness. And for the tone that the directors are trying to go for, that campiness just doesn't work. So you've got Boba Fett, who's essentially trying to like start his own crime syndicate. He's trying to take over for the Hutts, basically, in the beginning of that show. But then you've got random, like, what were those biker guys with, like, the bright red and yellow, like, scooter things that went, like, 5 miles an hour and they were dressed like 50s greasers? Like, why were they in the show?
I don't know. I think it was, like, supposed to be, like, because it was, like a split timeline type of thing, so it was supposed to, like, go back and see, like, how Boba Fett, I guess, became Boba Fett, or what happened after, or something.
No, I think it's supposed to take place like after, because remember at the end of Mandalorian season 2, we see Boba go and like sit down in he like shoots the guy with the big like thing around his neck, and he sits down and he's like, what? And the lady's like, what do we do? And he's like, we get started, or whatever the fuck he says about like getting ready to start his own thing. So like it follows that timeline, because then Mando shows up and the baby's still with Luke.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's when, so when he goes into that tank thing.
Oh, yeah, then that's the, like, the time shit where he's, like, showing what... Yeah. And that stuff was really interesting. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
I actually would have preferred to just watch that show.
Right? Like, to see, like, how he kind of became that.
Yeah, like, him training with the Tusken Raiders and getting to see, like, their culture was really interesting and really cool. Especially considering, like, the history of the Tusken Raiders, like, within Star Wars. Like, they were always just, like, scapegoat, like, characters. And then the only time that we ever see them on screen for any meaningful amount of time is when Anakin's murdering them all in the second movie.
Yeah.
So, like, not necessarily a great representation of what Tusken Raiders are like. Especially when you consider the fact that they're supposed to be based off of, like, Middle Eastern people.
Yeah, so it's nice to see
some good representation.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, it's kind of sad to see, like, because I think they're pretty cool. Especially, like,
they're honestly cool. The language is really interesting. Yeah. I still remember when we watched the episode when Mando starts speaking Tusken Raider, and we were both like, ugh. Like, hearing him do that, like, really hoarse, like, yell thing that he had to do was like, huh.
I was like, goddamn.
Sir! Oh my gosh.
Can you stop that, please? But, like, also don't stop, because it's not doing it.
But, like, at the same time, don't stop.
Right? Like, oh my god.
On a slightly off-topic note, but it's kind of still related because it's Pedro Pascal, people are mad because in The Last of Us, there's, like, a lot of scenes where the characters are supposed to be wearing gas masks. Because the spores from the zombies that exist, they, like, spread up, and so those spores are how you get infected. So you have to wear a gas mask. And they got rid of that aspect in the show. The spores, like, don't exist, so people don't have to wear the gas mask. And people are like, oh, it's not in-game accurate. It's not in-game accurate. And I'm like, listen, I don't need another show where I can't see Pedro Pascal's face. We don't need 2 of them.
No, that's not fair. Let us see his face, even just a little bit. Please.
Listen, both shows are already about a older man figure who adopts a child and learns to be begrudgingly sweet and caring for that child. We need to differentiate them in some way, where you're like, this is the one where we see Pedro's face, and this is the one where we don't. Like, that's the difference.
Right. We need the differentiation, otherwise it's just going to get confusing when you're trying to describe it to somebody.
No, because they're going to be like, well, it's this one, and I'm going to be like, no, they fight the monsters, and it's like, but The Last of Us, and I'm like, no, but they...
Yeah, like, especially someone who's not a fan of Star Wars, like, you're trying to explain to them the difference.
Or not a fan of either of them. Could you imagine trying to explain to, like, just a random boomer, like, the difference between the 2 shows? They'd be like...
What? Like, they sound like the same show to me. Are you sure you're not telling me the same one?
And then you get more into the fact you've got Stranger Things and The Last of Us, Hopper and Joel. Both of them lose daughters named Sarah and adopt a young girl whose name is Elle.
Oh my god.
And apparently, fucking, what's his name? Who plays Hopper? What's his name?
Hold on.
Oh, I can never remember his name.
David Harbour.
David Harbour. Apparently, they almost cast David Harbour as Joel in The Last of Us. That's our history with The Mandalorian. Obviously, we're super excited for season 3. We've been excited for season 3 for probably about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now at this point.
Yeah, and for reference, when I saw that the trailer dropped, I texted Gillian really quickly, and I was like, oh my god, we have to watch this. I personally haven't watched it yet. I've been trying very hard not to. I've seen, like, the very beginning, just because on Instagram and stuff like that, you know, they post it.
Yeah.
And I just, like, scrolled past it really quickly, so I've heard, like, the first, like, 1 or 2 seconds of the intro, and that's it.
Okay. I watched it with Patrick, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a ton. I feel like
okay.
I feel like I'm gonna be, my reaction's gonna be slightly less, but there's still gonna be a part of me that's gonna be like, oh shit, I forgot about that.
I mean, there's also a couple different trailers that we can pick.
There are a couple different. So. I watched, let me see which one I watched so we can see if maybe we can pick a different one. I did. I watched that one, the 1 minute and 43 second one on the Star Wars channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched that one.
Okay.
I don't know if there's maybe a different one. What was that one that said, like, final trailer up at the top?
This one. This is from, I mean, it says it's from Disney Plus, so it's probably that one.
Yeah.
That one's also, well, this one's the longest. This one's from the Star Wars channel.
Okay. Let's watch that one then.
This one?
Yeah.
This one has 7.1 million views, too.
7.1, so. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this one. Wait, pause. Don't play yet.
Excuse me.
What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? Okay. I don't know if I should do, like, the full screen.
What would it look like full screen?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
That's full screen. Okay.
All right.
Just want to make sure that I can still see us, too, because it's being... Okay. Are we ready?
I'm ready. Oh my god. I need that first shot. I need that as a painting in my house.
Right? This first shot is
shot from the first episode when he reaches out to touch the baby, like, still gives me such chills to this day.
It's so pretty, and it's so, like, cinematically, like, perfect, and it's such a great way to start. Like, oh, in case you guys didn't know, we're also film students, so if we talk about shots and stuff a lot, that's why.
If we're talking about lighting too much for everybody, you guys are just gonna have to get over it because we spent a shit ton of money on film school, so we're gonna use our degrees, goddammit.
Exactly. Sorry about it, okay? I spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
We're gonna use what we have, okay?
That's also a qualifier for everyone who's gonna be like, oh, are these two girls qualified to talk about the art that is the cinematic Star Wars universe? Yes, we are.
Yes. Okay. Spent 4 years studying it and
I spent 1.5 years and then I dropped out, but that was enough. I could have gotten a film minor in that time, and that was enough.
I spent $200,000. So yes, I am qualified.
We are qualified to talk about the lighting in a Star Wars movie. Okay, hop off our dicks.
So calm down. Anyways, let's start this trailer. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay.
This is the one that you saved.
Oh.
You are as its father. A clan of 2.
So cute. I can't.
You have removed your helmet. Then you are Mandalorian.
Oh my god.
No more.
No. What is going on?
Your cult
Back.
fractured our people. Where were you then?
Oh, don't blame him. Look at him.
What?
Oh, I was like, she's blaming Mando as if like he has anything to do with the fact that like he literally like got his parents got killed and then he got taken and he didn't have any choice over who his rescuers were.
Right?
He got kidnapped by a
oh my
cult.
God.
Why are you blaming him for that shit? Anyway.
Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
I don't.
Alright, kid. Hang on.
That's so cute. That's.
Oh, I fuck with that ending soundtrack hard.
Right? Okay, so let's go back through it. First of all, this man.
Yeah, let's go like minute by minute here. We got a recap of what happened in the first and second season. I feel like I should tell you what happened in the Mandalorian episodes of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, go for it, because, I mean, I'll watch it anyways. It's not like it's anything vital.
So, he goes to the armorer and has her make, like, a little tiny piece of armor for baby Grogu, which is the cutest fucking thing in the world.
Oh, that's so cute. Stop.
And they go back and forth for a little bit, talking about the fact that Mando took his helmet off and revealed his face to people. And then, remember from the first season, the guy with the big armor? He had, like, the big, heavy machine gun. So his name's Paz. Him and Mando fight, basically, because Paz is like, you're not a Mandalorian anymore. You don't deserve to have the Darksaber, that, like, black lightsaber that he got from Gillian. He was like, you're not a Mandalorian. You don't deserve to have it. I'm challenging you for it. Mando wins.
As he should.
As he should. It's a great battle, actually, so you should just go and watch it just for that fight at all.
Okay.
But so he wins, and the armorer is like, well, yeah, like, you kept the Darksaber, so clearly you're meant for something good, but, like, you're technically not a Mandalorian anymore, and the only way for you to gain absolution and become a Mandalorian again is for you to go to Mandalore, the planet that Mandalorians are from, and, like, dip your helmet in the sacred waters, and then you can become a Mandalorian again, and it, like, absolves you of your sins. So...
But wasn't Mandalore destroyed?
Mandalore was destroyed, when the Empire first took over, because that's where...
How is he supposed to...
That's where, like, I think that's where kyber crystals come from, but that's probably wrong, so don't quote me on that one. But basically, Mandalorians have always just been, like, the natural enemy to Jedis. Like, they've always kind of, like, not gotten along with each other and not been, like, they've always been, like, competing societies together. There's only ever been one Mandalorian who's ever been a Jedi, and that's the guy who originally made the Darksaber.
Okay.
So, he takes the armor to Luke's hideout where he's got the kid, and... he wants to give Grogu the armor, but Ahsoka stops him and is like, you need to give him the choice on his own to decide whether or not he wants to go back with you, because if he sees you, he's going to want to go back with you. So they have a moment where Luke gives Grogu the choice between either a tiny lightsaber to continue on with his training and continue being a Jedi, or take the armor that the Mando gave him, and then he'll take the armor and he'll take him back to the Mandalorian. So then Mando helps out with all of the, like, stuff that Boba Fett's got going on, and then at the end of the series, at the end of the season, Luke comes back and brings Grogu back and is like, he chose to be with you, there's nothing I can do about it, so now that's why they're back together. And he's like, alright, kid, we gotta go to Mandalore, we gotta go on all our adventures, if you want to be with me, then this is the life, man. And I'm like, yeah, they're back together!
Yes! We love
it's
that.
super
That
cute.
So
So that's
cute.
what's going on, I think, in that first bit when he's walking through these ruins and then he, like, dips his helmet. Yeah. I think that's him at Mandalore.
Okay, and, like, it's Lucasfilms. We get up to, like, here. This looks like...
Because this place looks destroyed.
Right, but, like, who's it? Oh, that's the armor.
That's the armorer.
This is her telling him all of this. I'm assuming this is him going.
That might be him going to Mandalore. That's like the Mandalorian like throne room, I guess. I can't believe that wasn't destroyed.
I'm still tossed up between whether I like her or not.
I don't like her. Every time I see her, she has a bad attitude. She's got like
and she's like constantly trashing on Mando too, like, calm down, bro.
I think she's a character from the animated Clone Wars. She's like the sister of the girl who used to be like the queen of the Mandalorians.
Okay.
And so, like, I think she harbors some, like, guilt for not saving her sister or whatever the fuck happened. I don't know. I haven't seen Clone Wars. I could ask Patrick if we really want to know, but...
Maybe, but, like, also, why are you being a bitch to everyone?
Well, yeah, like, her whole attitude to me always just came off as, like, I'm better than everyone, I deserve everything, and it's everyone else's fault that I don't have what I want.
Yeah, or it's like, I was born to this, like, nobody else can take it from me. Sweetie,
right, like, her with the fucking Darksaber last season drove me insane, where she was like, you don't deserve to have it, you should just give it to me, and it's like, that's not how the Darksaber works. You are a Mandalorian, you should know that.
Literally, like, if you're actually a Mandalorian and you actually know the history of it, then you would know.
Yeah.
But you're not just born with the right to use it, you have to earn it.
Exactly. Like, that's literally, and that just goes to show that, like, she doesn't actually care about Mandalorian culture except for, like, how it benefits her. How she can use it to get what she wants.
Exactly. So, I don't know, something about her just constantly rubs me the wrong way. That's why I'm always, like, because there were some instances where I was maybe starting to like her, or maybe starting to understand, where she was coming from.
We also didn't get a ton of moments with her, though. We got the first time they met. Excuse me. We got the first time that they met when they were at that, like, seaport town, and they had to stop they tried to steal the Empire ship.
Yeah.
And then she showed up at the end because she wanted to fight Gillian, and then that was it. Which, like, the show's not about her.
So I get why she's not really in it much, but, like, girl.
Like, I don't want to hear shit about my opinion about her if I've only seen her in 2 episodes and I got a bad vibe from those 2 episodes.
Right. But I have a feeling she's going to be an even bigger issue now.
Yeah. I don't know why, but now that, like, Mando's got to go back and, like, reclaim his birthright, and he's gonna, and obviously, like, this shot right here, like, he's going around and collecting other Mandalorians.
Yeah, I'm excited to see who these people are too.
Yeah, this is super, like, this is awesome. Like, I cannot wait to see who these characters are, and I really hope that we get, like, are they Mandalorians like Mando, where they never take their helmets off, or are they Mandalorians like Bo-Katan, where they take their helmets off and we're going to get to see who the people are?
Right. So, I guess we'll see. Which, I don't know. I guess
I like that they all have different, some of them have, like, different, there's, like 4 or 5 different distinct styles of helmet.
Yeah, there's, like, these right here that have, like, that, like, really
there's, like,
straight,
the super slanted ones.
And then, like, these ones that have, like, the, like their
straight
cheekbone type.
Yeah, with, like, the cheekbone indents. And, like, I wonder, someone could probably tell us. There's probably a Star Wars fan ripping their hair out right now going, I know what all these different helmets mean! But, like, I do wonder if there's, if the guy with the super skinny helmet is more, like, stealthy and he more goes on, like, more, like, stealth, like, incognito missions.
Yeah.
Because then there's, like, Paz Vizsla. He's got the big, heavy armor and everything, so obviously, you know, like, he's not being sent on any assassination attempts. He's the run and gun. Did you see that shot? Have we scrolled past the part where he, like, shakes hands with Carl Weathers?
Nope.
With Karga? Is that his name?
Karga?
Oh, no,
yeah,
that's coming up.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. I think it's hilarious, and this is really good world building, that ever since the Empire got kicked off of Navarro, every time we've gone back, Navarro has gotten just a little bit nicer. And it's perfectly exemplified in Karga's costume. Every time we come back, his costume is just a little bit more elaborate. And it shows that, like, when a planet is left in the hands of somebody that cares for it, like, the whole planet as a whole gets better.
Exactly. I love it. And you can even see, like, the people in the background, like, they're nicer dressed, and, like, they just have, like, even the surrounding buildings all look
like,
nicer.
Look at it. It looks like the roads are, like, paved as opposed to, like, the dirt roads that they were in season 1.
Yeah, like, look, they're bricks. There's like cement sculptures here.
Yeah.
You know, like,
and then, like,
it just
that,
looks more...
I think I pointed it out to you at one point, but that statue that's behind them, that's that statue of IG-11 from when he saved the whole town from Gideon. Remember when he, like, zoomed in, saved everyone's ass?
Yeah. That's cute. I love that. Yeah,
I
like,
think
it just
that's
looks
great.
so much... It just looks so nice, and I love it.
There's plants? All the plants are alive?
Right? Like, there's, like, look at, this is an even better one. Like, look at, like, the paintings.
That's an even better.
Here.
Yeah, like, look at he's got, like, a full-on, like, cape situation going on. There's protocol droids everywhere.
Right? And, like, even, like, look, all the people just look nicer. The painting is all pristine. The trees look great.
Yeah, like,
It just looks like a nicer place to live, you know, and a happier
than
place
season
to live.
1. Like, in season 1, it was, like, backwater. There were, like, staked stormtrooper helmets everywhere. Like, it just looked like a place where you were gonna get mugged. And now this looks like somewhere, like, you literally see in season 2 there's a school. There was not a school in season 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just getting better and better and better, and I'm here for it. I think it'll be super cute. I'm also really excited to see, where is it? Oh, like, the set design for this.
Yeah.
Like, see the actual, like, buildings. I don't even know where this is. I'm assuming this is...
This looks like it would be, like, the Mandalorian throne room, but I have to imagine that the Mandalorian, like, palace would have been, like, the first thing to get destroyed.
Well, because this is the scene we see before that.
So there are still some structures in Mandalore that are, assuming this is Mandalore.
I'm going to assume this is Mandalore because it looks pretty destroyed. So I'm going to assume that it's Mandalore because we see this, right? And that's her sitting on a throne there.
Yeah.
This is the throne room of him.
I'm going to look up specifically what happened to Mandalore so that maybe this gives us a little bit more context.
Okay. I mean, this looks sick. It's probably all CGI. It looks like it's all CGI.
This is probably those, like, 360 screens that they've been filming on.
Oh, yeah. Before we started this podcast, we had, like, a 2-hour-long conversation one time about the screens. Like, we watched the whole behind the scenes thing and just talked about it for, like, 2 hours. I wish we recorded it, but we didn't.
Yeah. That's also where, like, the genesis for all of this started from, is that we will genuinely just go on, like, 2-hour-long rants about whatever we're talking about, and, like, we'll stop halfway through and we'll go, why the fuck aren't we recording this? This is hilarious. So this is the recording of what we would just normally be doing.
Exactly. So now we're just have something recording us instead of us just talking out of our asses without, getting anything out of it. So why not?
So, during the Clone Wars, the new Mandalorians were overthrown by the renegade Sith Lord Maul's Shadow Collective through the Galactic Empire. Though the Galactic Empire would rule the planet after the war's end, the planet was heavily bombed in the Night of 1,000 Tears during the Great Purge of Mandalore, and millions of Mandalorians were killed. After the Purge, the Mandalorians were scattered in the galaxy, and some believe that the planet was cursed. So, they literally... carpet bomb.
So that's why it looks
Mandalore.
like this. Yeah, that's why it looks like this. So this is definitely Mandalore.
Okay, yeah.
So this is definitely
So then
Mandalore.
it's very interesting to me that structure that we then see Bo-Katan in is, like, basically immaculate. I do wonder if that's maybe not on Mandalore.
Or maybe she had it rebuilt, but, like, who would have rebuilt it for her?
Maybe. But it does, like, those banners on the wall, are those Mandalorian helmets?
It looks like it possibly could be, or it's
with,
like maybe
the
they're
slanted,
symbol.
like...
Yeah, like, maybe that's where they got that from on their helmets, is, like, that, you know, because all of the Mandalorians have that type of shape on their helmets, whether it's the super skinny ones or the one that we see Mando wear.
Yeah. Because it's not
maybe that's just, like...
It's not
maybe that's just, like, a general symbol.
It's not the thing that they wear on the necklace with, like, the horns. It's not that thing, because that would be... No. It goes up like this and not down like this. So it's not that.
Yeah, the thing that they give the young Mandalorian.
Yeah. And then she's sitting on the throne.
Like Star Wars fans are gonna get so mad at us because we don't know all the terminology.
Yeah, listen, I could scroll on Wikipedia for like 6 hours and I still wouldn't get close to knowing everything that is in the Star Wars universe. There's so many books and like miniseries and all kinds of, like, the Star Wars universe outside of the actual movies and TV shows, like the official stuff, is so vast, so massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm sorry that we don't know all of the intricacies about Star Wars.
Yeah, and the only reason that we know so much about, like, Marvel and Harry Potter and stuff is because we started consuming that stuff from the moment it came out.
Yeah.
Like the moment it was coming out, we were...
I was, like, in the theaters watching the first Avengers movie, like, watching all of those when they came out in theaters. So, but, like, the Star Wars movies, when Disney bought Star Wars and Force Awakens came out, like, my only experience with Star Wars before Mandalorian was the Lego Star Wars games that I played with my dad and my brother when I was a kid. Not even the Wii ones, the PC ones. This was back in the day also before the Lego figurines could talk. I would just like that to be known. I don't like that they can talk now, by the way.
It's a little weird.
I played the new Lego Star Wars game, which I am actually enjoying playing the new Lego Star Wars game. It's actually a lot of fun. But they talk now! They have, like, voice actors! And I'm like, no! The mumbling was part of the charm of playing a Lego game. Now I just feel like I'm playing any old fucking game, but just Legos.
Right? But, okay. You know, I'm not really much of a gamer, but I don't really have the patience for it, to be honest with you.
If we ever get in the same room and film an episode, which we probably will at some point, that's probably coming up at some point here, we should do a Sims stream one time. That would be fun. I would play The Sims with you, Kaitlynn.
Yeah, that would be fun. So
then she's sitting on the throne and she's like, where were you when Mandalore was being destroyed? And it's like, I think he was probably a kid.
Right, or he wasn't even born yet. Like, where...
He might have been born, but he might have been, like, being trained to be a Mandalorian, and so, like, therefore wasn't.
Yeah. Like a toddler.
Because we see... When Mando gets taken by the Mandalorians, when the Death Watch comes and saves him in the episode where we get Mando's backstory, he's, like, what, like, 10?
Yeah,
and that was like...
That's what it looks like anyways.
Yeah, and that was, like, probably at, like, the beginning, because they had the prequel era droids, so that was probably at the very beginning of the Empire taking over the galaxy. So he was 10? when they were carpet bombing Mandalore. What the fuck did you needed a 10-year-old to come and save you, Bo-Katan? Come on.
Literally, and he wasn't even technically a Mandalorian yet because he wasn't fully trained.
No, they hadn't even put a helmet on him yet.
Exactly, so how the hell was he supposed to even know that Mandalore was being bombed? His home planet got bombed too, sweetie.
Yeah! He knows the pain.
Shit.
He knows the struggle.
They hop off his dick, please.
She's just mad because have you ever read about, I don't know if this is actually a true thing or not, or that this is just a fan fiction thing, but that the Mandalorian wedding ceremony is that you take off your helmet?
I read that I read that, I think in a fan fiction. I think you sent me that.
I think it was a fan fiction.
I don't know if it's canon. I know there are some things in fan fiction that are canon. That's something we can look into and see if that's canon or something.
So then she's just mad. She's like, oh, he didn't trust me. It's like, he's literally not supposed to do it with anyone, and he also just met you.
Literally, and that's also his version of the religion that he learned, so...
Right? If anything, he's taking your culture more seriously than you are.
Exactly, and the fact that she's so prejudiced against his kind of Mandalorian is so fucked up and so annoying.
It's it's like if I were to get mad at a Muslim woman for wearing a niqab instead of a hijab, where it's like, oh, will you cover your face? Well, that's just so extreme. That's just so culty. It's like, no, that's just her choice. She chooses to follow the religion this way and cover her face.
Exactly. It's also none of your business.
It's also none of your damn business. His body, his choice, Bo. Come on.
Precisely. So fuck right off. Kindly. Or unkindly.
He doesn't get mad at you for taking your helmet off. Well, he does have that moment where he's like, oh. But then he gets over it and he's like, well, that's your choice. I don't care.
Exactly. He's like, all right, well, you do you, boo. He's like, but I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna keep my helmet on. Thank you very much. He wouldn't even let them take his helmet off when he was dying.
Yeah, he fought with the robot. And the robot's not even technically alive.
Literally, that's what the robot was like, bruh, calm down. I'm taking off your goddamn helmet.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, we're not fighting on this. I'm not even human, so I don't even count. So shut the fuck up.
Right? God.
It said no living thing, and a robot is
a robot is not living. That's at that point where you're Mando, where you're like, Mando, do you hate robots so much? Do you hate robots that much that you personified them? Really? Now you're just giving them too much power.
Honestly, maybe you should go to therapy, honey.
Just let it go.
That's a lot.
God, we get it. Robots killed your parents. Move on.
Jeez, you're so dramatic.
God. You're still holding on to that childhood trauma? Good, weak.
Right? And they say us women are dramatic. Please.
This is that on what you just said though. When people are like, oh my god, women are so emotional. They just talk and talk and talk, and then you try and fix their problems, and then they yell at you for trying to fix the problems. What's wrong with them? My brother was bitching about his work, and my dad was like, oh, well, here's some solutions about how to make your situation at work better. And my brother deadass goes, I don't want you to solve my problem. I just want you to listen to me complain. And I was sitting in the back seat just laughing my ass off. I was like, and you guys say women are fucking dumbasses and emotional, but you guys, we're all the same. We're all emotional, horrible. What?
Right, that's what we want. That's what we want. 9 out of 10 times, we just want you to sit there and listen to us bitch so we can get it off our chest, and then we can, because most of the time, we already know the solution. Okay, yeah. The solution's already in our head. We just need to vent about it so that we can then we can clear our head so that we can clearly think of the solution that we know we need to do.
Yeah. And we already know, and we don't need you to suggest a solution because, you're not in the situation. You can hear us explain it as much as you want, but you still won't know, all of the nuance of the situation.
Right. So unless I ask for your opinion, don't give me your opinion.
Literally, I have had to like start
Simple as
saying that
that.
to people now, and people like get mad at me. They're like, "Well, what do you mean you don't want my opinion?" And I'm like, I don't want your opinion. I'm not saying that your opinion is bad, and I'm not saying that you're bad for wanting to give me your opinion. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just letting you know your opinion is not needed, and regardless of if you give me your opinion or not, I'm not going to listen to it. I've already made my mind up. You can give me an opinion if you'd like, but it's not going to change the situation.
Exactly. It's like,
especially with men.
And it's just
like, I definitely am not going to listen to your opinion if it's an unsolicited opinion and you're a man. No.
Yeah, exactly. And
Get
it's
out
just
of my
like,
face.
Exactly. And it's like, because odds are, like I said, 9 out of 10 times, we already know what we're going to do to rectify the situation. Okay? So we don't need you to stick your nose in it and give us all these other things, because I also hate when people tell me to do something that I already know I need to do or going to do.
That one drives me nuts. Or when someone tells me to do something and I'm just about to get up to do that thing, I'm instantly going to sit back down for like another half an hour and not do it.
Yep. Just out of spite.
Just out of
pisses
spite.
me off. Pisses me off.
Oh my god.
Can't stand it.
Spite is one of the greatest motivators ever. Patrick's mom, my boyfriend's mom, said that Patrick should leave me because I'm never going to make enough money. I'm never going to do anything good enough to be able to support us. And I was literally just like, don't even say. I was like, Patrick yelled at her for it, first of all. Like, he was telling me all of this after the fact when he had already defended me. So don't be getting in the comments going, did your boyfriend stand up for you? Yes, my boyfriend stood up for me. He's a good boyfriend.
He usually does. So
he's usually pretty good about it. But he'll definitely stand up for me against his mom. And I was like,
which is rare to find, by the way.
Yeah, actually, like, finding a guy that's willing to stand up to his mom and, like, defend, like, you don't have to, like, be a bitch to your mom on behalf of your female partner. But if someone is, like, good rule of thumb, if anyone starts saying something negative about your partner, they should not be allowed to do that. They should not, like, my family has never said anything negative to me about Patrick ever. Not a single time. They've never said they, like, you know, oh, I think you should break up with him for this and this reason or whatever, X, Y, and Z. I don't care if they go off on their own and talk about that shit together with themselves. If my boyfriend's mom and his sister want to, you know, talk shit about me together, I don't fucking care. But why do you think it's okay to walk up to Patrick and tell him bad things about the person that he's choosing to love? Like, my family would never do that. So if anyone, I feel like that's just a good rule of thumb. No matter who it is, if they're talking bad about your partner, and it's not coming from, like, a legitimate place of concern, like, I think your partner's abusing you.
Like, if they have, like, legitimate concerns about, you know, your relationship or, like, your partner, it should come at it in a different way, you know? Not, like...
Than just sitting down and immediately talking shit.
Yeah, because that's just... not cool.
But... No. But I was like, don't tell her anything about what I'm doing with school. Don't tell her anything about what I'm doing with my life. Don't tell her anything. Like, I don't want you to update her about my life anymore. Because then one day she's going to be like, how's Gillian doing? And I'm going to be like, I'm making $400,000 a year, bitch. How's that for enough money?
That's where, like, I'm also so quiet about everything that I'm doing, because I'm also just tired of, like, the questions, and
I'm tired of defending it. Like, I'm doing what I think is best with my life. Isn't that enough for people?
Exactly.
So she's
on off track a little bit.
On the throne.
She's on the throne, and then I don't know what this is. Oh, they, like, get ejected.
Oh, yeah, they're honestly, like going into battle.
Pretty sick.
I wonder if that is that Empire ship that they stole in that episode.
Maybe, but, like, also, low-key, this kind of looks familiar. Is that the... Wait, is this... That's not the
Is that
planet
the
that we...
place that Mando got picked up from?
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. That's
Like
what it
where
looks
he originally
like, right?
got rescued from by the Death Watch?
Right? That's what I'm wondering. I don't know. But...
So they're going into some type of battle. The
Look at the baby!
Oh
So
my god,
cute.
I'm obsessed with him. The new ship design, by the way, I absolutely love the new ship.
Oh yeah, where is it? This?
Yeah.
Ship?
The Razor Crest has a special place in my heart, but this is a very, very cool replacement.
Yeah. And where's the inside? Let's find the inside.
Oh, when they're sitting in the cockpit? Ah!
Yeah. These guys look scary, not gonna lie.
We got some pirates. Looks like pirates.
Right? I'm so excited to see her again.
Oh, I love Amy Sedaris. I love her. I love that she's become like a consistent character on the show.
Right? I love her. She's gonna be so funny. She's gonna bring so much... I love every time I see her. She's great. Look at him.
Look at him. I love, so there's like a part of the ship where like he can sit in his own like little bubble up behind him, but all of the shots that I've seen have been him like sitting in Mando's lap. So I love the idea that he's like of Mando trying to get him like in the ship and being like, go in your seat, and and Grogu's just like, I'm sitting in your lap.
No. Yeah, because it also looks like it's a super tight fit here.
Yeah,
so
it's not like the Razor Crest at all. There is no like back storage area. Like this ship is like purely just for like look at his face. It's like purely just for like flying and going back and forth between planets.
Yeah, definitely. But like, this is so cute. I love it. I can't wait to see more. Can't wait to see
if
more.
I ever got a chance to like,
wait,
see, there is a little bubble.
He does have a little bubble. Oh my god!
Which is just like the cutest fucking thing. It's like the equivalent of like a little sidecar on a motorcycle.
That's gonna be so cute. I wonder if it's on like the wing or something.
I think it's like up behind him. Which would but on the wing would be so fucking cute if they could like look at each other like next to each other like, hi Dad.
That would be so cute.
Oh.
Like I can't. But that little what you just said like reminded me of, remember that scene where Grogu is in the control panel trying to fix the wires?
Oh
yeah. And Mando's like, no, let go.
And he just like pops out and he's like,
That's like my favorite scene.
Oh, God.
Like one of my absolute favorite scenes. It's so funny and so cute.
That one's really cute. My favorite one is where he keeps hitting the button and he's like, stop touching things, and he hits the button. He's stop doing that, and then you just slowly see him in the corner of the screen hit the button, and then he picks it up and puts it in his mouth and he's like, fucking stop it.
That is also a really good one. I love that so much.
That one's amazing. That one's great. These are the things that you can do when you have an actual physical puppet instead of a CG thing.
Right? I love that they have an actual puppet. Like I would just love to just go on set for a day and just see how they make it.
I just want to hold the puppet.
Like, the props. Right?
Just let me on set for 5 minutes so I can hold the puppet and I will die happy.
I will die a happy camper. Also, I'd love to see Pedro Pascal in full costume. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Yes, please.
That's also a bucket list.
Yes, please.
That's also a bucket list. Yeah.
Hey, if you never put it out into the universe, it can never happen.
Exactly. So you know what? That's 2 bucket list items for us. To hold the puppet and see Pedro Pascal in his full Mando costume. Full Mando helmet and everything.
Do you think he'll ever go full Johnny Depp and like show up at Disneyland in his costume and do character meet and greets?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. Because
they are adding the Mandalorian and Baby Grogu as character meets to Star Wars Land in Disneyland.
What if he does it for like opening week or something?
If he was gonna do it, it would be one of those days, right? It's either gonna be like the first week or like I could see maybe, like, the week before, like, a season comes out, or if something, like, particularly special is happening, I could see him doing it that week.
Right? Like, that's what I'm thinking. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't. He's definitely surprised fans before.
I could totally
so
see him doing something like that.
Right? So, maybe he will, and if he does, maybe
God,
we have
could
to
you
go and see it
imagine going and taking a picture and he's, like, standing behind you, and then he takes the fucking helmet off and you turn around and it's fucking Pedro Pascal? I would lose my mind.
I would lose my fucking mind. Like, I don't think I'd be able to breathe properly.
It would be insane.
My asthma would flare up and I would be wheezing.
I might develop asthma.
Oh my god. I would literally I may pass out. I don't know.
To be fair. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Right, and this scene is just so cute.
Oh, look at him just holding him. It's so cute. It's just adorable watching him hold the baby.
Right, we just have to rewatch this scene because this is just so cute. That's so cute. I'm ready for an adventure. I can't wait to see it.
I'm so ready.
Okay, let's stop sharing. Oh my god, I'm so excited to see it. Like, I feel like it's gonna be so sick, and I'm honestly so ready for it.
Do we want to do some, like, quick predictions of what we think we might see?
Yeah, let's do some quick predictions. So you go first. What do you think? Or what do you even hope to see? You know?
I'm hoping for some kind of expansion on the Empire plot, because we had, I do get the feeling from the trailer that this season is going to be very much dedicated to, like, Mandalorians and sort of rebuilding Mandalore. And so I'm curious if that is going to tie into maybe a season 4 of, like, some sort of Empire plot, why they need the baby. Okay. And then, like, season 4 comes around and they're like, oh shit, they finally perfected their super secret weapon with the baby's blood. Somebody's gotta stand up to it. Good thing we united the Mandalorians last season.
True. And I mean, like, because when Mando saved Grogu, he didn't destroy the blood that they had already taken.
No,
right?
Like, it had already been sent off somewhere, and they were talking about needing more. So, like, they had already done the studies for what they had originally done the blood with, but they needed more of it. And who knows how much more they could have taken when he was on Gideon's ship.
Yeah.
That might have been enough of a sample for them to finish whatever it is they were doing.
True. I mean, I hope not. But then there wouldn't really be enough for another season.
Yeah.
Or maybe he gets taken again, or like someone, or like maybe one of the, I keep forgetting her name, the one who's a bitch.
Oh, Bo-Katan.
Yeah.
Maybe she takes him?
Maybe, like, she sells him out or something, because she's so mad at Mando for having the sword or something.
I could see that happen.
Like, maybe he has to, like, she takes Grogu and, like, he has to, like, make a choice between, like, the sword or Grogu, and we all know that he's gonna
choose Grogu. He'll give up the sword in a fucking heartbeat. He does not care about being king of Mandalore.
Right, but the thing is, isn't the sword like a Harry Potter wand? Like, if you don't win it by battle, it doesn't actually work for you anyways.
Yeah. I think there was, like, again, this is a Clone Wars thing that somebody's probably screaming about in the comments that we don't know, but I seem to recall that, like, the Queen of Mandalore, Bo-Katan's sister, had the Darksaber. She gifted it to Bo-Katan, and then Bo-Katan lost it. So that's why specifically Bo-Katan has to fight for it, because it was gifted to her, but now it cannot be re-gifted because now she has to earn it again. So theoretically, Mando could gift it to, like, another Mandalorian, but none of them would accept it because they all would rather earn it. Because then it can't be taken away from them as easily. Because if it's just gifted to you, you didn't earn it, someone could just take it from you, and then they would be able to use it super easily.
Makes sense. I mean, if that is wrong, anyone does know the actual answer, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Yeah, please let us know if we're wrong. We'll correct ourselves.
But be nice about it. But do be nice about it.
Be nice about it. It's not like we're admitting that we don't know, and we're asking for your opinion, and we're asking for the answer, so be nice about it.
Yeah. And also in the comments, if you're watching this on YouTube, to let us know what you want, what your predictions are, what you want to see in Mandalorian Season 3, or even let us know what your favorite part of the trailer was.
Yeah, let us know. Are you feeling positive about it? I've been pretty cautiously optimistic about the show.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more optimistic about this one than I was about other Star Wars shows, because this one's already got a track record of being really good.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I have a good feeling.
I
think it'll be good. I mean, even Boba Fett was really well done, and I'm not that big of a fan.
It was really well executed. I think it was just the script that needed some work.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Jon Favreau is still, like, on the writing team for The Mandalorian, but he was not on the writing team for Book of Boba Fett. Okay. So that could be the difference. It could be the Jon Favreau touch that didn't get the Book of Boba Fett quite up there. But you know what? Book of Boba Fett was still fine. It was fine.
Anything that Jon Favreau touches turns to gold, I'm telling you.
At this point, I feel like Jon Favreau can't. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, like, both of them are batting 100 average, and betting against them would be stupid at this point.
Right? They can't miss. It's crazy.
So,
you know what? That's another thing on our bucket list, just to work with them. That would be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Star Wars, Disney, call us.
Duh. Call us.
We've got lots of ideas.
We have some ideas.
I will help you with the Book of Boba Fett show. We can make that better.
Right?
We can do something great with that.
So great. But so I guess what I would love, like to see, I guess, I don't know, I guess I'm just excited for more Mando and Grogu content, to be completely honest with you.
I need some good father-son moments, because that season 2 end,
hurt me. It broke me.
Fucking heart out.
It broke me.
That was devastating.
Like, I remember when we watched it, because I had already bought that giant Grogu, like, squishmallow.
Yeah.
A really big one from BJ's. It was like, it's out of frame, but it was like big. We were both just like sitting there and like crying into it. It was so bad. We were like, oh my god.
Oh my god. And I think I had already watched it by that point. So I was like sitting there just like waiting to see what your reaction was.
Yeah, you were crying before it, and that's why I was already like, oh my god, this is gonna be so bad.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And then it came up, and I was like, no, why you gotta do this?
Awful.
So bad. It was so bad. But I'm happy they're back together now. And was there really any doubt that Grogu was gonna choose to go back with Mando?
They tried. They left it as a cliffhanger for a couple of episodes, and I was like, "You're really gonna tell me that we're trying to actually like convince us that Grogu didn't pick going back with Mando?"
Come on.
Like, the only reason why he hadn't already asked to go back was because he thought it wasn't an option. As soon as it becomes presented as an option, he's gonna go back.
Exactly. Like, I don't understand why y'all thought he wouldn't. Come on now. Whoever thought that he wouldn't go back.
I don't remember the exact dialogue, but I remember Luke being like, you can either decide to continue your training and further the culture of the Jedi, this group of people that the last time you interacted with them, they all fucking murdered you, or murdered all of the people around you and killed all of your family and friends and left you abandoned for 30 years. You can reclaim that culture, or You can go back to this guy that has shown you nothing but unconditional love and has protected you with every fiber of his being for the last 6 months. Which one would you like?
I'm leaning more towards the gorgeous man who is shown me nothing but love and kindness for the last 6
Is that
months,
even a choice? Like,
I honestly think it's such a no-brainer. Yeah, Grogu may be young in his kinds,
he's
with the way
young
they
and
develop, but in our standards, he's an adult.
Yeah, he's 50. Like, he's still in his
Yeah.
infancy in the terms of his species, but he's still been around for
That's the word I was
years
looking for.
and he knows how to, huh?
So that's the word I was looking for. I couldn't think of the word off the top of my head. That's the word. We'll do this a lot, guys. Okay, we'll forget. At least I'll forget the word for it, and usually
I forgot David Harbour's names. You forget words, I forget names.
There we go. And I remember the names, and she remembers the words. So this is why we work so well together.
This is why we're best friends.
It works. But yeah.
But
just
he's still 50
infant.
years old. He still has 50 years worth of an experience, and we see in the Book of Boba Fett that he's fully capable of communicating with people in his mind. When he's talking to Ahsoka, he's having a full-on conversation. He just doesn't know how to articulate it out yet, but he can project his thoughts with people who are capable of intercepting them. So he can communicate. Yeah. He's intelligent. He's sentient. He's just a baby. He can't talk.
Exactly. He just hasn't figured out how to voice them out loud for Mando and other people who don't use the Force.
But even
basically,
even babies have emotional connections with their parents or with the caregivers that they grow strong attachments to. You don't need to be intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to be book smart to have emotional intelligence.
Yeah, and honestly, since he's been abandoned for 30 years, he probably doesn't even remember the first 20 years of his life, so he probably doesn't even remember his parents. So the first memory that he has of anyone actually caring for him and being a parent is Mando.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he want to go back with his parents?
Because let's recap Grogu's life for a second. Jedis take children when they're 2 years old. So he would have been taken, he would have had 1 to 2 years with his parents, which probably doesn't remember. Taken by the Jedi for 2 years. He was there for probably, I think the timeline is that he joined the same time that he was around when Anakin was around. So, 15 to 22 years, because Anakin's 23 by the end of the prequel franchise, or however old he is. He's early 20s. So 20-ish years of being a Jedi. Everyone around him gets murdered and killed in horrible, graphic, terrible ways. He's sent off into a little space pod where he's then basically, we can assume, essentially traded around by different pirate, rogue, thief groups as a pet for the next 30 years before he finally shows up on the Empire's radar and Mando finds him. So this is genuinely the first person to show him any kind of care or compassion since his parents had him 48 years ago.
And also, if you think about it,
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. Mando was also the first, right? You should. Mando was also the first person to come back and rescue him.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Everybody else, probably the Jedi that put him. I think we're gonna see Order 66. By the way, I think we're gonna see a little bit more of that from Grogu's perspective. So
I think that'll be really cool.
They probably put him, whoever was the one that rescued him, probably put him in some crate somewhere and hid him and was stay right here. I'll be right back. Never came back. Someone else finds him, and then every other person after that is just torturing him and treating him badly. Mando's the only one who, not that he said that he would come back, but he did anyway.
Yeah. I also feel Grogu kind of I feel he's really good at reading people, and I feel he read from Mando even when he was following that scientist or doctor or whatever, into the back, like, I feel like he read it and was like, okay, maybe he'll actually come back for me. I don't know, like maybe he still held out hope, or maybe
Yeah.
even if he was fully void of hope, him just waking up and seeing Mando and being like, oh my god, he came back, type of thing,
must have just been like the most insanely, and like that had to have been the moment where he was just like, all right, this is my person and I'm never going to let this person go.
Yeah, because I mean, you saw how attached he was already to him,
but even before that,
yeah, like right off the bat, because also he's probably not used to people treating him so nice right when they get him.
Yeah, like probably the second they find him, they grab him out of his cradle and they shove him around and they throw him and probably they kick him and hit him. And this is the first time where like he walks up to somebody like by their boot and they don't immediately lash out and kick him. Or he goes and he does the uppy arms, and instead of like hitting him and knocking him over or picking him up and throwing him, they pick him up and he holds him. Like,
yeah,
we don't know what he went through for him to be like, but the fact that he became so immediately attached, even though in the beginning Mando wasn't even necessarily doing anything outwardly nice, just the fact that he wasn't being outwardly mean was enough for Grogu to be like, this person, I like this person, which is really sad, actually, if you think about it.
It is really sad, but it's also very childlike.
It is. Like it's that innocence of wanting to believe that the next person that you meet will be better and wanting to give them that chance to be better towards you. And then Mando proved that he could be better, and now he's got Grogu's like undying loyalty.
Yeah, like Grogu, he's not leaving that man. No. Grogu is he's attached. Like they're
like literally the only reason why he left with Luke at the end of season 2 was because Mando told him to go.
Yeah, he was like, you're going with him. And Grogu was like, fine.
Yeah, basically. That's basically exactly what happened.
That's so funny. He was just like, fine, I guess I'll go. like a teenage. I'm excited. You know what? If it goes on long enough and we get to like Grogu in his teenage years, oh my god.
I would love to see that. I would love to see.
I
do wonder if we are eventually going to get. I feel like that'll. Oh man, it's such a slippery slope with getting characters that are super cute because they don't talk and then making them talk, because it's such a fine line between like, oh, they're cute and oh, they're annoying.
Yeah, but like, see, the difference is like he's probably gonna have a similar speech pattern to Yoda, right? So his sentences are gonna be kind of all over the place. So I feel like that would kind of make it funnier.
You just hear a little baby face go, do or do not, Mando. There is no try.
They're like being sassy. That would be so funny. Can you imagine? That would be amazing.
Disturbance in the Force, I feel. Just like, oh my god.
Like kind of like an Elmo voice, but like,
oh my god, like super disturbance in the Force, I
feel. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Ridiculous.
That could be a slippery slope. That could be really cute. I feel like they're not gonna make him talk.
No, but it'd be funny that like if he got sassy, because like some of his looks, he gets some pretty sassy looks.
Some of those like, okay. You're like, that was judging, Grogu. You were judging me,
Grogu. Literally, like that face with that like inclination of your voice was like, are you judging me right now?
Sometimes he doesn't even need to make anything. Sometimes it just cuts to him and he's just like staring and he's just got that like. And it's like, are you judging me?
Literally, it's like, are you judging me? Should I be offended?
Like, you eat whole frogs. Don't even start with me.
Literally, like, oh my god, I can't. But it's okay because he's so cute. You kind of just have to let it go, you know?
You do. One thing that I'm interested to see how they handle, is the character of Cara Dune, the shock trooper, because she got written out of the show. She got fired.
True.
So I'm curious to see if they just like, because in season 2 they were kind of starting to develop her character a little bit, where they were like, oh, you're from Alderaan, like, you know, like, oh, you've got a backstory here, you've got a reason why you hate the Empire.
Yeah.
But then, you know, she said what she said and got her ass kicked off the show, and for better or for worse, now we have to figure out what to do with that character. So I'm curious if it's just going to be a situation of she disappears and we never see her again, or if there's going to be like an offhand line from like Cargo where they're like, oh, she went off to a different planet and we haven't seen her since, or, you know.
Or if they recast her.
I guess they could just recast the character. I would be okay with a recast. I wouldn't be seriously upset about that.
Because it's also not like she's like a main character either,
yeah.
You know, like it's not I guess like she's vital to.
It really just depends on how integral to the plot she was going to be. Yeah. If she's like a character where they were like, we need this character in season 3, then they'll probably just recast her. And
yeah, but if it's not vital, then she'll probably just be like an off comment.
She'll probably just die off camera.
Yeah, or it'll be like an off comment from one of the other characters, like, oh, she went off.
She went back to the prison ship, and now she works as like a guard on the prison or whatever, and you know. She got a promotion within the rebellion, and now she's a general off in some other random sector somewhere. You know, they'll probably say something. I'm just curious to see what they'll do.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But, well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode.
I think we're pretty good. We've had some good conversations here today. We've had some good ramblings. We definitely rambled.
We definitely rambled. There's going to be plenty for bloopers.
So keep an eye out for those.
Yes. Also, follow our socials. All of our socials are going to be linked either in the description if you're watching on YouTube, or I believe on Spotify there is a bio or something. I don't know. We will find where to link it on Spotify, and it will be there.
And people who know how to use podcasts on Spotify will know where to go to find it.
Exactly. You will know where those will be, because keep in mind we are also new to it. So this will be our first time posting.
Like we said, work in progress. Subject to change.
Yes, yeah, we know how YouTube works, so that one won't be an issue.
That one we got down. So at the very least, this will be on YouTube, and everything else will be in the description. We can say that for damn sure.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So if you are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like this video so that we know that you like the content that we're making.
Yes, and please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button so that you get notified every time we post. We're going to be posting 2 times a week, so you don't want to miss out.
Yep, it's going to be on Wednesday and Saturday. And we're also going to be posting on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all those fun places. We'll post little clips the day before we're set to post, so you can get a little sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about in the next video. So do keep an eye on those for us, because those give you little hints. But yeah, also like I said earlier in the video, leave some comments down below what you want to see, what you're most excited for Mandalorian, and let's fangirl together in the comments. That's what's so much fun about that.
Let's build a community. Let's have a good time.
Yes, let's be friends. Okay?
All positivity, all fun pop culture, all good times. Only.
Yes, we're not being negative. We're not negative here. We're just enjoying talking about the things that we love the media that we love to consume.
Yes,
that's what we're talking about, and we're gonna keep it positive. So
exactly. So, thanks so much for joining us, guys. We hope you really enjoyed it. And this is Gigi.
We'll see you guys. And this is Kaitlynn.
See you guys next time.
Bye.